ask you, just for, I guess, an extra challenge for yourself. You've written almost every chapter. Well, every chapter is from a different perspective. There's some repeats along the way, of course.
Yeah.
But we're getting multiple perspectives on the story, which is a little bit unusual, which is good. It was nice and refreshing. So what is it that writing from those multiple perspectives each chapter allows you to do that a single perspective wouldn't do?
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. I mean, I've seen it. I've read it in other books and in a couple of the middle grade series that my son and I have read. Did you ever read the Origami Yoda series?
Absolutely.
Yeah, is fantastic. That's written from different perspectives. And then the Nerds Spy series, N period, E period, R period, D period, S period. I think each book is written from a different perspective on the team. There's like 5 or 6 kids on the team. But yeah, it was just something I thought was kind of cool. And I also sort of didn't want to be locked into, although Cassie sort of is the lead character, I thought it's sort of a large cast and a large world for the series. So I thought if I had different narrators rotating, I might be able to have book 2 focus on this character on Landon, and book 3 maybe focus on a candy creature. So yeah, it was a couple different things. I thought it would be interesting also just to get this sort of perspective that you might not expect, like, oh, the mean girl who seems like she's a bit of a bully, she has her own take on things, and maybe she's not as mean as you think, or, the reason she's being mean isn't what you think. So yeah, it was a couple different things. I thought it'd be kind of interesting, and then also let me do things in the sequels, like switch the focus to other characters.
So that'll be continued throughout the 5 books. Every chapter will always.
I think so. Yeah. Yep. That's the plan.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That sounds extra complicated for revision, though, because I mean, each of the voices was very distinctive. It's not the same tone throughout.
Oh my God, I've written dialogue for movies, obviously, so I'm aware of like different characters have different voices. But when I when I got into writing the novel, it was so much harder than I thought. To come up with very distinct voice for each character that's narrating, it was definitely a bit of a challenge. But once you figure them out, you can sort of run with the character. But yeah, it was more work than I expected.
Yeah, no, I saw that, and oh my, Gregg's been busy.
And now,
how did this book take you to write, and how long did you also spend revising it?
Yeah. I was just gonna say one more thing on the voices. In the second book, they go to a new world, so I had to come up with all new accents because I figured there's a sort of British knights and pirates, tone in the first one, but the second one is a different world. So yeah, now it's a whole other set of accents and characters. How long did it take? So
get some pirate and knight sensitivity readers to check to see how your world building went. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
So, how long did it take? Yeah. So, well, the actual sort of writing of it, I started January 1st. It was a New Year's resolution that I was going to write a kid's novel and finish it this year. And I believe I finished June 30th. So it was 6 months writing. And then, but I had developed it as a TV pitch before I wrote it as a novel. So I had pitched it to a number of networks. So I had a full, pitch deck with characters and the different episodes that was going to be season 1 and the world. So I had done a lot of the world building before I actually started writing.
How much time did you initially spend on the world building?
How much time? I developed the pitch over a long period, maybe, just coming back to it now and again. I would get a pitch meeting set with somebody, and so I would work on it and pitch it, and then they wouldn't buy it, and I would put it down and then come back to it, months later if I had another meeting about it and rework it again. So yeah, it just sort of developed over time, probably over a year or two, the TV pitch version of it. So yeah, that really helped because when I started to write it, the first season that I had broken out obviously kind of worked for the first book. So it was obviously I had a head start when I started. So the 6 months is a bit of a cheat. So
no such thing as cheating in this business. You gotta finish. By God, it counts.
exactly.
So then 6 months to write, and then what's your revision process, or does that include the revision throughout?
Yeah, that happened to include the revision. Yeah, I mean, I kind of revise as I go. Write a chapter, go back, revise the chapter, go back to the start, and kind of go back through. And then finish it, give it to friends who are readers. They give me notes, revise again. So I would say the revising process happens for me as I'm writing it. Really, just writing is rewriting, as I like to say.
I'm assuming that's a skill you've honed over years of writing screenplays.
Yeah. Just giving it to readers and friends who I trust, and to get honest criticism. So that that's definitely a big part of TV writing and movie writing, is getting notes from other people, and which I've always found to be super helpful. So I sort of have my circle of fellow writers who are my readers, and then I read their stuff and give them notes. So I'm sure most writers have something like that.
Oh, they should.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't. But the best ones do.
Yeah.
So how